A big part of maintaining any operating system is making sure that if something goes wrong in the future, you can recover from it. Now, there's a number of ways we can do that. One of the things we can do is system restore. Now, we've mentioned system restore in other episodes, but this time I really want to go into the guts of this thing and really enjoy it. So, system restore is easy, and we get to it through system properties. So, number one, we got to go into configure. So number one, you have to make sure that system protection is turned on. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do what we're about to do. Number two, what we're going to be doing is saving a lot of information. We're going to be saving application information. We're going to be saving the registry. We're going to be saving certain system files. And that's going to take up some drive space. So right now, you have to set what you want to do. Right now, I will store up to 9.26 gigabytes of stuff before I'll just not allow myself to make any more of these restore points. And so far I've used about 300 megabytes. And if you were desperate for space, you could always come in here, delete all restore points for this drive right here in one great shot. We'll just leave it as it is for now. So what I want to do first of all is create a restore point right now. Now you'll notice that I have protection turned on my C drive and on my D drive. And this little extra drive here, I'm not too worried about him. I don't want to make restore points, so I'm going to leave him off. So let's go ahead and create a restore point. So we give it some name. And we're going to go ahead and create that. So while I'm making that restore point, remember, the restore point does not save like everything is in your computer. It concentrates on your applications, it concentrates on your registry, and it concentrates on what Microsoft calls a few critical system files. Good luck trying to figure out exactly what those are according to Microsoft. So restore points really come into play if I'm adding applications, changing applications, and it also works pretty good if I'm adding device drivers. So that's the other thing to keep in mind when you're using System Restore. You run System Restore first before you do something, then you do something, and then you run it again. And then that way you can return back to either one of these settings. The downside to System Restore is that over time you can start making so many system restores that it sometimes gets difficult to go back to, well, like my first system restore when I first installed Windows, but since then I've made 4 system restores for different upgrades of my video card, and then I added this application, and all of a sudden it's like, well, if I go back to the original, I'm going to lose all of this stuff. So it can be a challenge sometimes, but if you don't have a system restore, this is just one powerful tool that can help you bring a system back when you're otherwise having trouble. Okay, so I've got my restore point. Now the next point is I can actually restore from a restore point. So here you see I've got a number of different restore points that have been generated. Now the other thing to keep in mind is that Windows itself makes restore points. Windows itself will make a basic restore point pretty much after the initial installation. Now we're not talking about the ones we do where after all of our device drivers are installed and that type of thing. And he won't show them here, but he will automatically grab these if you have to recover data. And we'll be covering recovery in other episodes. So keep in mind is that there's more than what you're seeing right here. So if I want to go ahead and restore something, I just hit it. I'm not going to do it right now because it takes a while, but it will actually bring my system back to whatever one of those statuses were. The other thing to know about is that restore points, even if they're sitting on your hard drive and you can't boot Windows, you can boot to a Windows bootable disk in the Windows recovery environment. We have a whole episode on it, and it will find your restore points and it'll say, hey, I see these. Do you want me to try to load from one of these? So you notice I'm trying to get to my restore points from within Windows. Even if Windows doesn't boot, this stuff still works great.